It's not your fault. Most hitters think they're struggling because they believe their swing is broken. But that's not the real story. Hey, I've worked with tens, dozens, hundreds, thousands of hitters, good kids who work hard, but they still look lost in a game. They're making swing changes, they're taking a million reps, and yet they're still late on fastballs and they're still freezing on off-speed pitches in games. Well, today I'm going to show you why that's happening, okay? And it has little to do with how you make your swing. Hey, Pip, this is Coach Bill. I'm glad you're with me here today. So here's the deal. Hitting isn't just physical, it's reactional. Most major leaguers, they'll have about 1/1500ths of a second to make a decision to swing. That's about the time it takes for you to blink, the blink of an eye, right? Youth hitters, same pitch speed, but less margin for error. So what most don't realize is you don't have the time to react to the pitch and adjust the swing, okay? That's our key. By the time you recognize pitch type, it's too late, right? A lot of things will happen. Like we'll look either really early or we'll look really late. That's why I like to use effective velocity, okay? Because it trains you, it trains our brain to not to react, but to be proactive. So, hey, I'm going to go over to the board here. Follow me over. We're going to talk about speed differential and the speed gap, okay? Come on. Okay, as we get over here to our little whiteboard here, let's talk about what effective velocity is at just a base level. So there are many tiers, many layers to what effective velocity is and how it works and why I just love this, this technique so much. But let's talk about what it is from a physical perspective here, okay? So bear with my artistic abilities to draw, but we're looking at a right-handed hitter, okay? We're looking at a right-handed hitter with really stretched out strike zone. Okay, so we're looking at a right-handed hitter from the perspective of the pitcher, okay? And let's give our pitcher, just for mathematical sake, let's give our pitcher a 70-mile-an-hour fastball, okay? So what EV can say to, at the base level is, for every 6 inches the ball moves towards a hitter, so for every 6 inches it starts to move towards this hitter, it's going to pick up a mile an hour. So by the time it gets over here, it's probably sitting around 72, okay? It also says that as the ball goes up in the strike zone, same deal, okay? So top of the box starts to feel like 72 as well, all right? Now, as the ball moves away, as it moves down, it appears to lose velocities. Okay, it goes to 68 here, and then as it moves its way down to the bottom, it might appear to be 68 down here. Okay, so when we look at it, if we look at this, what we're seeing then is we're starting to see speed applied to just that one pitch. Okay, now the dirty little secret, that speed gap that exists, and I'm going to take a youth hitter here, okay? So in a youth hitter, the speed gap is 3 to 5 miles an hour, meaning from pitch to pitch, if a pitcher can throw faster or slower than 3 or 4 or 5 miles an hour, the hitter's going to struggle a little bit. And so here's what happens in these instances. So this 70, if I can get up into here, starts to appear like 64. That same fastball, when I get it down here, starts to feel like 66. And as you can see, 74 and 66, all of a sudden, there's an 8-mile-an-hour gap on just that one pitch, okay? And that's what gets our hitters off of time. That's why one time they can hit a a fastball pretty good from the pitcher, and then the next time he faces the exact same pitcher, the next at bat, he struggles. Okay, and so sometimes that can become frustrating. All right, now beyond that, not only is that 3 to 5 mile an hour sitting here, not only, excuse me as I reach, not only is that sitting here, we're going to come to the plate with a predisposed idea, right? We come with an attention span, and that attention span typically sits right here. Well, why is that? Most batting practices are spent throwing baseballs into slower areas, straight lines, okay? Slower areas and straight lines. And so the hitter actually is coming to the plate thinking 67. He's got the gap in his head and he's thinking 67. As long as the pitcher throws into that area, he's probably going to hit it. As soon as that pitcher gets outside of those areas, your hitter's going to struggle. Okay, and we can see where that's the bottom of the box. Okay, that's the bottom of the box, and that was still 70 in the middle. We're going to struggle. If we stay right in this area, we're probably going to do okay. All right, so speed gap, basic understanding of what effective velocity is and why we begin to struggle as hitters. Okay, all right, let's get back over and we'll finish up. Even more so, it takes approximately 15 to 18 feet, depending on age and the athleticism of a hitter, to make a swing, right? That leaves a hitter with about 2 to 5 feet to make a decision. That's about 1,000th of a decision. That means you have to decide what you're swinging at probably before you can even actually see the pitch break, okay? And that's what effective velocity teaches us. It teaches us to understand the speed of a ball rather than concentrate on spin or movement of it. We want to understand the shape and how that shape is moving through the dead space from the pitcher to where my barrel is. And that's what the right now timing is all about. It allows our hitters to stay on everything. It doesn't mean we hit it all the time. It means we get a little bit on either side of the ball in our air. That's what we're trying to do, so we can still be effective when we swing that ball back. So we call this the right now timing, and it's how elite hitters stay on everything. When hitters struggle, they lose confidence. Right? They'll begin to second guess themselves. They start overthinking. They start going down rabbit holes to change swings because the symptom is being doctored rather than the cause. And then that's when we get the, hey, just relax, but it's hard to relax when you're feeling like you're not successful. And so you're always late, or you're always early, or you always seem to be guessing wrong, right? It's not a mindset problem, okay? This is a training problem, and that's what we're trying to do. No one's teaching us how to train for decision making. That's what effective velocity does, okay? That's what we're trying to do. That's what it's all about, okay? So we're training our brain to recognize timing windows and hit with clarity and confidence. We understand shapes and the speed of the shape and the location of the shape, and so that we have to get on time with that. And that means you're probably ready for something different if you're still here. Okay, so I'm going to help you to understand timing. That's what I do. I love doing this. I've learned this from Perry Husband. I'm so grateful for him. We're going to build right now reactions. And we're going to fix the problems that most coaches, I don't necessarily think they ignore them, they just may not understand them. So you don't have to be frustrated anymore. Just stay with me, okay? Just stay with me here on the channel, and over the next couple videos, we're going to learn the secrets and the science behind hitting. You'll apply it with drills. I'll put the drills in there. We'll be able to download them and all of that stuff. And, you know, you're going to build your confidence with every swing, okay? Does it mean I'm going to hit everything? No. But it does get me in the ballpark to being much more consistent and with much more power. So, hey, if you would like, if you want my blueprint, and the next couple of videos are going to complement that blueprint, all you have to do is just type in the comments, blueprint, or go into the description area, okay, and it will be winding its way into your mailbox. So just make sure you do that, and please make sure you subscribe, because the next couple of videos, the next 3 or 4, are going to be the foundational models. It's almost like EV 101 of what we're doing. So I know over the next 2, we're going to be looking at just exactly what is EV, and we talked a little bit about that today when we went to the board. And then finally, we're going to talk about first moves and what that means and how that corresponds. We sort of have swing school 1, as Perry says, level 1 swing school before we can graduate into level 2. Okay. Hey, I'm glad you're with me. I'll see you soon. Coach Bill.